Joe from ArtAlienTV. Another Mars Gale Crater image here. This is PIA 17360. It's mostly of the foreground, as you can see here. Lots of little rocks and stuff. Not a lot to see here. There may be a few things, but what we're concentrating on today is this blue section right at the top here. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I'll show you the link. Here's the link. Hang on a minute. Here's the link. Here's the link. Okay. What you want really is the TIFF. If you can download the TIFF, it's better. It's higher quality, obviously. The JPEG isn't bad, but it's not even 2 megabytes. Yeah. So, and it gives you a scale reference there, which may or may not be very accurate. So yeah, there's the link. It will be in the description as usual. Here's the. If you're watching the HD, you'll be able to see that anyway. But yeah, it'll be in the description and in the video. Right, let's crack on. It's a pretty good image, this one, quality-wise, the TIFF. It's not fantastic, but it's pretty good. Right, the main area we're interested in is right at the top here. So I'll just quickly zoom in and show you what I spotted straight away. There seems to be another boat up here. Now, I've found quite a lot of boats recently. This is a bit larger than some of them. This looks a bit like a sort of minesweeper type thing, like a navy boat or something along those lines. Not really sure, not completely sure, but it does look very familiar. Now, it doesn't look like much now until you enhance it. Of course, the same with most of these images. You have to really darken them up and push the contrast around. Now, there may be a whole bunch of boats in here. There seems to be something here. And right next to it there seems to be some strange object here. This could be a boat. There's not much over this side, but on the left of this boat here in the center, there's a whole bunch of stuff over here as well. There's some interesting structures. This may be a boat here, or a part of a boat wreck, shipwreck of some sort, and there's loads of weird structures in here. Now, I may do a part 2 of this video because there's too much to cover in this video. I'm going to try and keep it less than 10 minutes if I can. So we'll just focus on the main stuff, and I will put some clips at the end of the video like I normally do, showing any other things I found nearby. Right, let's crack on. Now, the first thing I did is I clipped the top of the image off to make it easier to manage. It's much easier to zoom in and out of something because it's a smaller image now. So the main thing what we're looking for is right in the center of this, right here. There he is. The hull is there. There's the front end. That's the bow. The stern is back here. Now this may be part of it. This thing, although it's a different color, or it could even be a part of another boat or something. I don't really know yet. I'll come back to that. Right. So that's that. I'll show you the clips I've done. You may, like I've done here, you may want to actually tilt the image to the left a bit to straighten it out, like I've done here, because unfortunately it's right at the top. So if you want to clip this out, you need to straighten the image up a bit and balance it around a bit just to get a better clip. Right, let's move that out of the way. Here's the first clip. This is the raw clip. Nothing done to this whatsoever, as you can see. Now, like I said, there may be more than one boat here. This lighter object here may be another boat or part of this one that just seems to be more reflective for some reason. Maybe it's catching the light a bit more. I'm not really sure. There could be a whole row of boats here in a sort of line, just kind of rotting away on the side. This is right at the bottom of Mount Sharp in Gale Crater. And this kind of deep, there's this gully here. It goes all the way around, pretty much all the way around Mount Sharp. If you look at it from the aerial views, from the high rise, it goes this dark blue lake bed or river bed goes all the way around. And I've found dozens of vehicles and boats and stuff and buildings nearby along this ridge, and I just keep finding them. There's loads of them, and what can I say? So the first thing I did, that's the first crop I took. Okay, right, now let's get in a bit closer. Now what I did is I grayscaled it There we go. You can actually, and brightened it a lot as well. That's a brighter version of it. I've upped the contrast a bit. On this program, I tend to use the clarify tool, which is basically a sort of brightness and contrast automatic thing, like that. So that really brings out the highlights. But if you go too far, it can muck the image right up. So don't go too far with that. So there he is. Now, even in the basic image, you can see that this kind of stops here. If you get in really close, you can see a line down there and another line there. So this doesn't carry on here. There may be another boat behind. There's something interesting behind this one, which is kind of obscured. There's all sorts of weird stuff going on behind. And I will try and find some other angles of this to get a bit more detail on the background, because I'm sure there's other boats here. This is the main one. Right, so I grayscaled it. I moved that one out of the way. And what I did is I drew around it. Hang on. I drew around it. And then, let's go with this one first, because that's one of the first ones. I drew around it, and then I changed the colour temperature of the boat. So I just carefully drew around the shape of it here. This is the superstructure here in the middle. This is the back end, I think. Could be wrong, but it seems to look like it would go this way towards the left here. This looks like the front end. Now this is my second attempt. I initially just drew around the light part here, and I missed out this. There seems to be some sort of weird sort of superstructure up here as well. These may be chimneys, chimney stacks, or it could be a con tower, or don't know. This may not be part of it. This may be something behind, but it kind of looked like it was joined on here, just here. So I wasn't 100% sure about that. I'm still not quite. So there we go. Now, so this is the grayscale image. I've drawn around it, and I've turned up the color temperature in the selected area. Now I'll show you. That's the first sort of edit I've done of that, really. And I started going in a bit harder and sharpening it up a bit, just to get some of this detail out. Now I've gone in with the sharpened brush here. I'll just show you how I did it. Here's the sharpened brush. Hardness on about 20. I've just gone in and tried to drag out some of this detail, because you can see some damage here, but there seem to be, if you look here, there seem to be some uprights here, so upright struts, or some windows perhaps. There looks like there may be a window here. Let's sharpen that a little bit. I mean, this could have been here thousands of years. It could only have been here 100 years. Don't know. Absolutely no idea. It's got this kind of thing sticking out the back, like a hook. It's there. I drew around that really carefully. That is definitely there. You can even see it in the raw version. I'll show you. Where's the raw version? Let's go back to the raw version here. If you look really carefully, you can see like a little thing sticking out here, and you can just about make out that superstructure right at the top there. There may be more of it. I may not have drawn around it perfectly. I've done my best here, but it's a bit blurry here, and there seems to be something right behind it, like part next to it almost, which may be part of it. And there may be more superstructure up here that I didn't draw around, but I've just gone for the lightest part because it all looks kind of like one object here, one thing. So I just did the most obvious to start with, which is usually the best thing to do. Doesn't always work. So what else have we got here? Okay, we got that. We've seen that. Right, we've seen that one. So yeah, we're going and sharpening up a bit more. Here we go. There's other edits I've done here. I think now here we go. Now this one is, you can see where I was drawn around it. It's still selected, which means I can go in and sharpen it without having to go over the edge. So I'll do some more sharpening on this one for you, just to see what we can find. So yeah, this as I said, this bit right at the top may come over a bit further. You can see a dark bit sticking out there, so that probably comes further. So I'll probably do another edit of this to put at the end of the video, and correct it a bit where I think I may have left something out. But you can never get these right first time, because they're quite awkward in these sort of slightly blurry, out of focus backgrounds. So, but anyway, right, yeah, let's look at the superstructures in here. We have a square, we have some interesting, really interesting stuff here. You can see why I've sharpened this. But there seems to be different levels on here, like you would expect to see on a sort of something like a minesweeper or something like that, you know. There's some pretty good detail here at the front. Sharpen that up a little bit. It's a bit crumpled there. You've got the front deck area, and the superstructure is in two sort of levels. Now this lighter part here may just be catching the light differently because it's more exposed. Don't know. It just may be another ship or something, or another structure in front of it. I've got a feeling it's probably part of the same thing. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because a lot of this is obscured by the foreground, so we're only sort of seeing the top end of it. This would probably go down quite a long way, and it's probably sunk in the sand, just sitting there, you know. So there we go. Now look at the detail. Let's squeeze that out a bit more for you. A bit of live editing. Look at that square. I mean, that's pretty indisputable, that square, if you ask me. There's something going on here. There's another. See, these look like uprights. There's a dark patch here. That looks like maybe a door or a window. That perhaps you would go into the cabin from there. There's some damage here. Now, of course, there may be a war up there. We may be seeing the remnants of a navy base. I do actually think Mount Sharp was a military base, or at least part of Mount Sharp. And at this end of Mount Sharp, there's dozens of boats and aircraft just perched on the bottom edge of it. As you may know, if you've seen my previous Mount Sharp videos, there's a whole series of Mount Sharp videos I've done, about 5 I think. Some of them are quite long, but I'm trying to keep this one shorter, so I won't ramble on too much. But yeah, look at, I mean, there's some great detail in here. I mean, there's a strange cross shape there. This would be the top of the thing. It's very reflective. This is metallic. It has to be metallic. It's much more reflective than anything in the foreground. Much brighter. This is darker. This is probably quite a dark object. This may be a chimney stack or something. Who knows? These could be windows. These dark patches here, I don't really know. Couldn't tell you for 100% sureness there. But yeah, okay. There's not a great deal of detail at the back here. There's a few things here, like on the back, which may be sort of hardware or some sort, like you would get on a ship, you know, like mines or something. Or who knows, there could even be a lifeboat on here or something. But this hook, to me, was pretty cool. This kind of hooked thing sticking out the back. That could be a little crane or something. They used to lift stuff off the deck, or maybe it had a helicopter on the back, and that was used to tether it or something, you know, when they were in a bit of bad weather. Who knows? Right, okay, let's just sharpen that a little bit more. There's loads of stuff in here. I mean, this could have been hit. I mean, this could be could have been hit by a missile. This could be a hole left by a missile, like an extra set type thing. You know, who knows? There's a little bit of detail at the front here. But yeah, look at that. Look at that. I mean, whew, this is crazy. I mean, there's no number plate on this like my riverboat find of recent weeks. But this is pretty good. This is pretty cool if you ask me. Okay, right, I'll put some clips of this in the description, nice and close up. Unfortunately, it's right at the top of the image, so that the zooms will have to zoom upwards to this. Let's get in nice and close. There we are. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's just crazy. I mean, I did look up some boats a minute ago for you. Let me find one for you. There's the link there. There we go. Now look at the similarities. It's got the similar sort of front end to it. The proportions are similar. It also has this lower bit which is much brighter. See this line here? Let's go in. Let's view the image up close. There we are. Yeah. See, if we look at this superstructure. Now look at these uprights. There's even a door. There's a door here, and there's some upright poles kind of supporting this upper deck area. And you've got, let's go in a bit closer. There we go. See, look, there's like very similar stuff going on here. and there's the sort of chimney stack here, and there's a superstructure up here like a con tower with an aerial sort of communications tower and stuff like that. And at the back of the boat you've got some other stuff like little sort of torpedo things, and this is a minesweeper, I think, so these would be deployed into the water and fed off the back of the boat and would sweep for mines. You know, they're like a little sort of submarine device, you know, on a long wire. They would just sort of tow it behind the vessel and it would go out and sweep up any mines. So look at the similarities. It's quite mind-boggling, really. Yeah, okay, let's just go back quickly to this for one last look and then look at it again. There we go, look at the similarities. You've got the uprights here and what looks like two decks. You've got the bottom deck here. You have this brighter section here, like I just showed you. And you have a darker patch here where there seems to be something going on behind there, and perhaps cabin windows here, up here, or something. I mean, this is obviously damaged, but it's not in terrible condition. I mean, it could have been there for a million years, who knows? I'm guessing around 100, but that's just me. Right, so we'll have another quick look at that. Okay, and then another quick look at this before we go. Yeah, look at this fella. I mean, the similarities are just unbelievable, really. I've got a couple of other things I found nearby. I'll quickly show you one of them. I don't know if it's much yet. I haven't really processed it properly yet. There's something over to the right of this boat. It's over here. Here he is. There's something here. These look like panels of something. These look like... unfortunately, it's right at the top of the image, so I'll try and find another Mount Sharp image that covers the same spot but looks up a bit higher, because you can't really gain a lot from this detail from this if it's too close to the edge, because you can't really process the image so well. But there's definitely something going on there, and there's some strange panels and bits of stuff, you know, parts of stuff. There's a clip I've taken of that particular section. I've darkened up the top bit here, but that I need a bit more work. I'll have to clarify that and see what I can drag out of it. You know, it's inconclusive, but there does seem to be some parts of something up here. I'll put that in the end of the video. I'll call it a day on this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. As usual, there's lots more stuff to be revealed at the bottom of Mount Sharp, and any of you researchers out there who are looking for something to get your teeth into, check out this blue area all around the bottom of Mount Sharp. It's absolutely teeming with boats and aircraft parts and stuff like that. It's just absolutely crazy. So have a little quick look at that again. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you soon.